This video does not confirm, diagnose, or verify any medical issue. Any health-related references are only alleged and discussed as general commentary, not fact. Hollywood feels tense right now, and it has nothing to do with a breakup, a song, or leaked messages. According to Jaguar Wright, the entertainment world has quietly protected a group of famous men after what she describes as risky private choices connected to Teyana Taylor. During a live session, Jaguar spoke plainly and did not hold back. She mentioned Iman Shumpert first, saying he noticed something felt off early on. She then named Drake, Chris Brown, Aaron Pierre, Kanye West, and even Leonardo DiCaprio, suggesting they were linked by the same hidden situation. Jaguar said this was never about love. It was about danger, silence, and power. She claims lawyers stepped in, stories were reshaped, people changed, projects stalled, and questions were buried. According to her, this is not drama. It is a warning.
Fired her ex-husband. She made him the bad guy.
The divorce would have never even been out if he didn't file the motion to use our full and legal names.
Then she had to go and she had to get new energy. What was she calling him? Her apple pies? Have you seen my apple pies?
Did you see my apple pie?
Oh my God, you did a love scene with Leonardo DiCaprio.
How was it shooting those scenes with Leo?
It was just work.
Hollywood has always been good at polishing its image, but it has also spent decades learning how to hide harm instead of stopping it. Behind the bright smiles, flashing cameras, and perfect red carpet moments, there is a system that knows how to protect itself when things get uncomfortable. That is the feeling many people had after watching Jaguar Wright's recent live session. What she shared did not feel rushed or chaotic. It felt careful, slow, thought out. She spoke like someone who understood exactly how serious her words were and why they had stayed unspoken for so long. Jaguar did not begin with drama or shock. She began with silence. The kind of silence that exists when powerful people decide together that certain things should never be discussed. According to her, that silence helped protect reputations while leaving others to struggle quietly behind the scenes. She claimed that for years there had been a troubling pattern inside the entertainment world involving Teyana Taylor and several well-known men from music, sports, and film. Jaguar made it clear she was not telling a love story. She described it as a story about risk, poor decisions made privately, and consequences that were never fully explained to everyone involved. She said that once concerns started to surface, honesty was never the response. Instead, the industry shifted into protection mode. According to Jaguar, Iman Shumpert was one of the first people to sense that something felt wrong. There was no public scene or headline moment. It showed up quietly through changes in behavior, guarded conversations, and emotional distance where closeness once existed. She described this not as a single event, but as the beginning of a larger pattern. As she continued, Jaguar mentioned more familiar names, including Drake, Chris Brown, Aaron Pierre, and Kanye West. She did not accuse them directly of specific actions. Instead, she suggested they were connected through the same hidden thread of silence, an undisclosed risk. Then she mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio. Again, there was no direct accusation. The weight came from the implication alone, hinting at how wide the alleged network might be. According to Jaguar, once private alarms were raised, Hollywood responded in the only way it knows how. Lawyers were brought in before honest conversations could happen. Publicists shaped stories before emotions were even addressed. Non-disclosure agreements were used not to protect people but to protect images. She claimed there were documents, messages, and insider confirmations that were never leaked or made public, but carefully locked away where only a few had access. She said this hidden information could explain things fans had noticed for years but never fully understood. Relationships ending suddenly without explanation. Projects quietly delayed or canceled. Artists and actors stepping away from the spotlight under vague explanations like personal reasons. According to Jaguar, those reasons were not personal at all. They were strategic. Jaguar spent time discussing Aaron Pierre, describing him as emotionally unprepared for the environment he entered. She alleged that after certain relationships ended, his behavior changed in ways that could not be explained by heartbreak alone. There was confusion, anxiety, and emotional strain, the kind that comes from realizing you were involved in something much bigger than you understood. She said this was not weakness. It was a warning sign. According to her, when people show visible distress after situations like this, the industry does not offer clarity or support. Instead, it isolates them. Their stability gets questioned quietly. Their emotions become a liability. This does not happen publicly. It happens through whispers, missed calls, and slow distancing that damages credibility without leaving obvious evidence. She claimed a similar pattern happened with Amon Shumpert. There was no scandal, no dramatic fallout. Just a quiet separation. Invitations stopped. Energy shifted. Connections cooled. To the public, it looked like normal relationship changes. According to Jaguar, it was something much deeper. She described what she called a silent system designed to contain problems. Private meetings. Careful guidance that was never written down. Reputation managers working alongside legal teams. The goal, she said, was not accountability. It was control. Control over panic. Control over questions. Control over exposure. Jaguar claimed Teyana Taylor stayed constantly busy during this period. Her schedule stayed packed. Travel continued. Public appearances never slowed. According to Jaguar, this was not ambition. It was strategy. Stillness invites attention. Movement creates noise. Noise distracts. Noise protects. She said relationships ended abruptly with no closure. Online whispers appeared and vanished. Blogs hesitated. Journalists paused. Stories entered legal review and never returned. According to Jaguar, access was used as a weapon. Speak up and doors close. Ask too many questions and your credibility gets attacked. She emphasized that this was not about guilt or morality. It was about power and control. She said she was not speaking to destroy anyone's career. She was speaking because people were left emotionally broken while the industry kept running smoothly around them. In her view, silence crossed from strategy into something unethical. Jaguar framed the situation as a system failure. An industry willing to treat human damage as acceptable loss as long as brands survive. Trust gets sacrificed quietly so the illusion stays intact. She warned that what people had heard so far was only the surface. According to her, more names, more proof, and more connections exist. She insisted this was not a gossip problem. It was a trust problem. The most dangerous secrets, she said, are not the ones that end careers. They are the ones people carry home and live with in silence. After the live ended, Jaguar said the real story continued. Once concerns surfaced privately, the industry did not panic. Coordinated. Calls replaced messages. Meetings happened without records. Advice was given verbally. She described it as a familiar playbook used whenever power feels threatened. Some people, she claimed, were quietly encouraged to disappear for a while so narratives could be reset. When questions came up, the answers were ready. Burnout. Scheduling conflicts. Emotional exhaustion. Simple explanations for complex realities. According to Jaguar, Teyana Taylor never slowed down during the most sensitive time. Appearances stayed polished. The image remained intact. Behind the scenes, others were struggling with confusion and anxiety without answers. When people voiced discomfort, they were managed instead of informed. Their reactions were labeled as instability. She explained how once someone is seen as unreliable, their voice loses power. This discrediting did not happen loudly. It happened through distance and silence. Opportunities faded. Communication stopped. Nothing obvious enough to fight, but enough to isolate. Jaguar said the same pressure applied to others connected to the situation. Not threats. Just the understanding that asking questions could cost future opportunities. According to her, most people are not silenced by force. They are silenced by watching what happens to those who speak. She also addressed the media. She claimed journalists sensed something was wrong but faced resistance. Sources went quiet. Legal teams stepped in. Stories died not because they were false, but because publishing them carried risk. Jaguar stressed that silence does not mean nothing happened. Often it means too much happened. She said fans noticed patterns, but the deeper truth stayed hidden because attention was redirected elsewhere. She ended by acknowledging the backlash she expected. She said she would be labeled unstable or attention-seeking. She accepted that because discrediting the messenger is easier than facing the message. Her goal, she said, was not destruction. It was accountability. According to Jaguar, Hollywood is entering a moment it cannot fully control. Not because of headlines, but because trust has cracked. Once people stop accepting partial truths, the system weakens. Slowly, quietly, but permanently. This, she said, is no longer entertainment. It is a warning about what happens when silence matters more than truth, and images matter more than people.